Welcome, listeners, to our first episode of our Absurdia campaign, Welcome to Pratchetville, an offshoot of the fictional heroism arc. Thanks for watching, and it's also a sequel to our previous Absurdia campaign in a way. We're not in Kansas anymore. Without getting into the details, we're going to touch on a certain thing that we found out about Dallas Richards in the episodes that were released so far, and we hope you enjoy. On the plus side, we have a promo from one of our friends in the Actual Place community, a Discord group for helping to promote Actual Play podcast that a bunch of our friends that you've heard on the show and you've heard us talk about hang out too. The promo for this episode is Storybook Endings, and we hope you check them out. And afterwards, we have a promo for our network Fun Installers, and then on to the show.
Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, the story was just beginning. The story of 4 speakers, beings granted power over the universal language, over words and the power they represent. Meet Tabitha the Fox.
My dear, your wits are not nearly as powerful as your beauty. Learn from this, my dear, is what he'll call up to the crow.
Margie the Innkeeper.
I think you might need some help. And I really mean that, nicely. I'm not trying to say that you're weird or anything. I think we're all a bit kooky in this town.
Viola the Librarian.
No, Edward, there are no ghosts in the library. We've been over this many times. There are no hauntings in this library. We're not built over a burial ground. No one died here. There are no ghosts in the library.
And Orion the Newcomer.
I want to give it a chance, even though it's not looking good. I've only spent the day in this town, and I'm sure it's better than where I came from anyways.
As classic literature springs to life in the small town of Fox Jumps, these speakers must learn to tell their own story. Storybook Ending is an actual play podcast using Spell the RPG by Whimsy Machine Games. Find us bi-weekly on Wednesdays wherever you listen to podcasts.
If you enjoyed our shows, you should also be checking out the network we're a part of, the Fun Installers Network, whose promo will be playing next, and then we'll be on to the show.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. On the frontier of the internet is a new website being constructed called FuninstallersNetwork.com, where they install fun directly into your brain, where they do collaborations with other creators, such as video game reviews, podcast episodes, art galleries, and they even do little game master tips for you who like tabletop role-playing games. So make sure to go over to FuninstallersNetwork.com and tell them that this really cool radio guy sent ya. Now back to your regularly scheduled program, whatever it may be.
The homely, middle-aged man with blood-red hair. The young man known as Dallas always felt something was missing from his life. It wasn't his sister. He was always a phone call away, living her best life with his best friend Johnny. It wasn't a job, as he found himself quite adept with cataloging stories with the local library, meeting such interesting characters both on the page and off. But the nagging feeling was always there, and as luck would have it, it would always pull him towards the woods. Even when he tried to distract himself with movies, the wooded dominion that surrounded Pratchetville called to him. Even after he found the 2 lost children that no one had records of, the forest called to him. But raising the children with no names came first, and he resisted the call for a time. He was a father beyond reproach, making sure the 2 children know they were loved, and knew an empathy that other Fae would have found laughable. Even as he took in more children, each life he had found a home for lessened his impulse to head into the woods. But it was always there. Something was in the woods that only he could deal with. He didn't know how he knew or what was waiting out there, but he knew he was missing something. Sometimes it was a whisper of a voice with a southern drawl he could have sworn he had heard before. Sometimes it was a sense of failing someone he felt responsible for. But the feeling was always there, as if he had sidestepped a destiny he wasn't sure he would have turned down. That there were echoes of a life he could have lived just out of the corner of his eye. That something was making him forget so he wouldn't be a threat. The feeling grew after the dancing fever that had overtaken the town, as if an obstacle had been dealt with. The children were now adults and teenagers. He could tempt fate with his flight of fancy, wouldn't he? As he walked through the woods, a feeling of deja vu washed over him. Something about where he was. It felt dangerous. He felt a grip of pain in his chest as if he had lost everything, and he clutched his hand to his head as he tried to continue. His foot crushed a mushroom as he stepped forward, and suddenly the foliage in front of himself shifted and tore away like some kind of magic parting. There was a cottage in front of him as he stepped forward, walking out of the ring of mushrooms that seemed to trigger this change in scenery. The specters of the life he had sidestepped were stronger in this place. He could practically feel flashes of it now. A sister lost. A mentor found. A book that brought him the wrath of an angel. But there was more. He could see things that he missed in this life. A group of 5 beings forming out of a black goo from the ground. At first they were furry and looked like they'd look right at home in an anthropomorphic Nor animal novel. But they shrank as if overwritten, becoming flesh and blood as if someone said no. That these beings would not be locked into the life they had escaped. As their clothes grew oversized on their bodies, he recognized the face of his daughters. +1. As he walked into the cottage, he could practically see the spectral images of his daughter standing up and looking around confused inside before heading outside. All except for one. He didn't know what was going on, but something about this situation, he could tell this was the one that he was missing. But what of the images he saw before of his daughters not being human? Of them being some kind of strange weasel or mink or ferret? His job at the library had taught him that there were things on the fringe of fiction that would become reality. And he realized for a moment, this place. He couldn't help but mutter to himself, "This is a place where the lines of fiction and reality are thinnest, isn't it?" he said, not expecting the answer he received. "It is, my friend, but you're not safe here. You gotta get out of here or you'll draw its attention," came the voice with the southern drawl before a noise from below caused it to become quiet suddenly. Dallas looked around as the noise became louder. A slithering, or was it a squishing noise that seemed to move across the floor, drawing Dallas's attention to the door in the floor that bounced with every loud crescendo of the source. Dallas tried to run. He truly did, but his breath was already drawn short by the panic that these confusing memories had put in his head. He barely made it to the door when the cellar door slammed upwards and he felt the first tendril of strange wet mass wrap around his leg and pull him back as he screamed fruitlessly. Tendril after tendril of black wet ink wrapped around his limbs and pulled him into the mass that slowly began to absorb the living paradox that was a reality warper that thought himself a man. There would be consequences later. Welcome, listeners, to Gestalheim Productions. Welcome to Pratchetville. We've got one of many cast of characters with us in this particular episode because we're going the big cast route with a big cast. And, well, there's 2 sides to every conflict. There's multiple sides to every situation, and there's multiple things causing the chaos that happened to Dallas Richards. And I guess we should introduce our players this time for this group, since it's their first time recording. Hey, Cass.
What's up?
Who are you playing?
So I'm playing Hazel Sherlombowski. And she is the Rascal. And she's about 16. And she is she's wearing a teal what do you call it, the overcoat, the detective coat with a really nice button up shirt, the tie. She has long, curly, out of control black hair, and she always has a notebook and a pencil. Or no, sorry, she always has a pen because she hates erasers. She's afraid of.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Ghost.
Hi, I'm Ghost, they, them. I'm playing a character, error, name not found. The Forgotten Vessel. Age, not found. Pronouns, not found.
And I think with that, the camera turns to the woods as a glitching effect scrolls across. We'll start with, well, their name isn't important right now because they're not going to remember it, so...
Who needs a name?
It's almost like a half-remembered memory / flashback. Goes as your character is walking through the woods. You remember you were worried about someone. They had gone out to the woods for a while and just haven't come back. It's weird because that in the last couple of weeks there was some weird thing going where there were a bunch of people getting into dance battles. People were being hospitalized. You got your caretaker. We'll say caretaker. You don't remember exactly what it is. This is a half-remembered memory, a glitching memory.
Mm-hmm.
Caught him having a dance battle with the neighbor doing the funky chicken. And as you're walking along, you see the strangest thing. There's a cabin in front of you made of many leaves, and it almost looks like it's built out of trees. What do you do?
Does it look like there's anyone in the house?
I want to say there's a small glow from inside. You can see a glow from the window, a candle or something.
Do I remember why I came into the woods?
Yeah, you're looking for your caretaker because they went out to the woods.
Right.
And they've been missing a couple of days. They said they were going camping, but it's just you kind of had a weird feeling.
Okay. Can I peek in one of the windows to see what's going on? If anyone I recognize is in there?
Yeah, I think you can. And I think if you're looking in, you think you see him because there's someone wearing his clothes, and they're sitting in a rocking chair in front of a fireplace looking at it.
Wait, I'm sorry. Someone wearing his clothes?
Yeah.
Is sitting on a rocking chair?
Yeah, I mean, you think it's them. It's just, it's hard to tell just because there's the only light in the room is from the fire, so they're also kind of in shadow a little bit.
Okay. Do we get rolls yet? Can I roll yet, or? Yeah,
you can roll.
Can I roll to assess reality?
Yeah.
Would I add anything since I technically don't have a character sheet yet?
I'd say you could add your character sheet because you can use what your character sheet is.
Okay. Well, it's probably not going to be great. Yep, that is a 4.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, and we don't mark experience on a failure in this. Curse Quinn Majeski's name to the sky and don't mark experience on a failure.
I think, yeah, you're pretty sure it's him. It's just weird that he's in this cabin with a fireplace going on. That's just really weird. But he's rocking in a chair, so he must be alive. But it's your dad.
I'm gonna knock on the door because my dad taught me how to be polite, and I don't just walk in onto people even if I know them. Give a little like, hello?
I think you hear someone stand up and start walking to the door.
I'll take a step back from the door, just out of politeness.
Yeah, you take a step back. There's a squishing noise. There's
a squishy noise?
Yeah, there's just a little squish. The porch seems to be wet or something.
Oh no.
And you see the door open, and for a second, you see your father, Dallas Richards, standing in front of you until his body goes completely black, and you feel something crawling up your leg.
I'm swatting it like a bug. Just like, fuck this, no.
Not today.
Just screams, just like starting to run away, like, nope.
That's the thing. And you swat it, your hand sticks to it.
I probably just start screaming and trying to run away.
Yeah, and then I think the last moment before things go black is just the edge of the house, the mass that was your father, and then the ground around you explodes in tentacles and just kind of like black, inky tentacles, and engulfs you for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a few minutes, and then you see something, but it's weird because it you're seeing it through like a film. And roll me plus sheet. Actually, you know what? Roll me.
If you really loved me, you would make it plus chaos.
Actually, no. I'm sorry, but it's gonna be a face fear.
It's gonna be a face fear. Oh, is that plus wits, or is that plus
pluck?
Pluck. Oh, that's okay. That's still a plus. It's a +1. Which makes it a 6. I rolled a 5 both times.
The dice know the story.
The dice know what story we gotta tell right now.
Yeah, you see what appears to be your body walking away from the cabin, but the more you watch, the more you start to forget. And you're wondering, what's that blonde girl doing, running away from here? What? You just get a feeling of being stuck, and you're like, wait, what's going on? Where am I? What is all this? As you feel yourself sink into the darkness, and you hear a familiar voice, but not too familiar. Da-da-da-da. As the voice says, "Oh no, dear, they got you too. This isn't good. You need to get..." What do you say to that? Oh, hello, hello. I didn't want you to I didn't want you all to get out here. This is too dangerous. It was...
What's going on? Where am I?
I can't believe I'm going to say this. We're literally we're in a, I don't know what to call it, a cocoon.
I want to go home.
I want you to go home too. You're my daughter. I need you to...
Dad?
Yeah, I'll do what I do what I can. Just, you need to get the others. We need to...
What others?
They're not bad people. They just...
What?
We need you to go out into...
What's going on?
A Fae. There's all these people in here. I can stop. I can get you out of here, but I need you. But you're gonna have to get the family. You're gonna have to get the others. They're not bad people in here, but they're so desperate. Wouldn't you be after after years of being like this?
I don't think they really know what to say to that.
Do you trust me?
So the instinctive answer that they want to say is yes, and then I think there's just a flash of him turning into black ooze, and they just don't know what to say.
That was I'm sorry. I know. They knew you were. They saw you were coming and used my body. I'm stuck in here like you are, but I can get you out. I have enough power left to do that.
Why can't you get us out?
I've been in here. I've been in here too long, and I'm not. I don't even know how I got. I know this, but I have power here, but I'm still. They need to be talked. Need to be talked into letting me go. There's just too many. There's too many other voices. It'd be more. Like you're just. I'm not saying this to be mean, but the reason I could get you out is the reason why I can't get out. They don't have their hooks in you yet.
Okay.
Find your sisters. They're desperate in here, but they died. They were eaten by a creature that's not here anymore, but it left so much left. And tell them I'm sorry. I thought I needed to deal with this as myself. And you feel like a sensation of something pushing or pressing against your torso and just shoving you away. And that sensation of that your view kind of comes clear as you kind of tumble out of the cabin. And it's strange because you're not used to feeling like this. You don't remember what you should feel like because you're nobody. The best you can come up with, the word that comes to mind maybe is you're some kind of essence. Dun dun dun.
Roll credits. Do I remember anything about what just happened?
I would say you remember what happened inside when you were taken inside. You know that you're supposed to find your family, but you don't remember who they are. You know your dad is in trouble, but you don't know who your dad is. And you'll remember where the woods is, where this cabin is in the woods. I will say as you run away, roll me a quick assess reality.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a -1, but that's still a mixed success. That's a 7 in total.
Okay, you can ask them the following questions. What happened here? What's my best route? Are there any dangers I haven't noticed? What here is useful or valuable to me? What here is not what it appears to be? Who or what is really in control here?
Oh, there's so many good options, but I'm going to go with my tried and true favorite. What here is not as it appears to be.
I think as you're running through the woods, I guess we're floating, are you able to run? Did you say you're running or floating?
I think it would be kind of like the emotion of running, and kind of just a more instinctual floating quickly in a direction. And there's definitely kind of like the reflexive, like, when you just start to pant and your adrenaline spikes and you're like, you get all the like fear chemicals up and running. And I think there's like all of the like feeling of what should be happening, running away from a scary thing. But in actual reality,
like when you're having a nightmare, somebody's like chasing you and you can't run fast enough. It's like that, right?
I think in actual like feeling, it's more like if you were having a dream like that and then you woke up and you still feel like you should be running and you still feel like you should be breathing heavy and you still feel like something is going to come at you from behind, like right behind you where the flat wall is.
Yeah, and you want to get back to sleep because you feel like you still need to get away from it.
Yeah. So it's like that, like all of the feelings of I need to be running. And the I think I am running.
Yeah, but you can't.
But it's like but it's just like a quickly drifting in one direction. Gently drifting forward.
Just glide. We're gliding.
It's like gliding. I think it's a more haphazard gliding than one might think, just because
like
of
running into shit.
Because like I think
knocking shit over.
I think that like it would be expecting to run into things. and tripping over things. And so like kind of the bracing for a fall, but there's no foot to trip over something to make you fall, but you're still bracing for a fall.
Yeah.
A lot of like
I love that imagery.
disorientation. Is that a word?
Yeah.
It is now.
Yeah.
A lot of like disorientation kind of adding to like the panic of the situation. Definitely making this a lot more slow moving than it like could be, but like it's to be expected.
Sure.
Yeah. I think as you're moving away from the cabin, you're looking around, you know that you have that sensation in the air. You feel that sensation there, like what pushed you out, what the feeling you had of being pushed, but it's just all around you, and you see the forest kind of like wrap around and kind of like almost like how they actually demonstrate like phase circles, sort of, in some things.
Yeah.
Where like the forest is literally warping around you and hiding the way back to the cabin. And you get the sense that your dad is right. Whatever he did to push you out, whatever this entity is, it's using that to affect the woods. And probably it's what literally, I think you do remember being pulled in, but you don't remember any of the context to why, too.
I don't remember the slime blob dad anymore.
You remember it, but you just remember it. You lack the context of you went in. You're kind of assuming it now from what you know you're figuring it's your dad just from what he's told you, but you're lacking the context of how you got there.
Okay, one of those, like, I don't remember going into the woods, but I am in the woods. So at some point, I logically should have had to go into the woods.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's just living with ADHD.
Pretty much. I say that as someone with ADHD.
Yeah, me too. It's just like, I am in my bedroom. I don't remember how I got into my bedroom. But the last thing I remember was sitting on the couch. So logically, I did get up and go into my bedroom.
I think the camera kind of rises up. And then you see the sky kind of getting a little lighter out as Essence runs away from the situation and looking for help. And I think it comes down on a simple... it's going to have to be 2-story house. There's like 8 kids. But, and the camera peers in on a window where how does Hazel fall asleep at night, Cass? Are they like, they sprawl over the bed, no blanket? Or are they like under the blanket? Or are they on the side?
I'd say she probably curls up like a completely over the top of her while she's reading underneath the blankets with a flashlight. So like she falls asleep reading like this all the time. So you'd see just a lump in the middle of the bed with like the glow of the flashlight still.
I love that so much.
I used to do it all the time.
I think if you're awakened by the sound of beep, 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 as someone seems to be tossing pebbles up at your window.
I told you could be in love with me, but it's not gonna work. Go away, Travis.
It's not Travis. You hear a familiar voice as your sister Sally yells up. Doesn't yell up, but she's like whisper calling. She's trying not.
Oh, fine. She gets out of bed and goes to the window.
I forgot my keys. Can you let me in?
Fine.
As you look down at her, she's covered in leaves and grass and wearing her... Let me make sure I describe this right, because I actually have a picture.
Hmm.
Yeah, she is wearing her blue... I think it's a halter top. It's like you know, like in the 80s, like they had those like sort of halter tops that you'd put over like a spaghetti strap shirt.
I mean, I never put a halter top over a spaghetti strap, but I mean,
I can imagine.
I know what a halter top is.
The 80s people doing it.
I could imagine the 80s because they were weird, but in the 90s, we just wore them by themselves.
And a dark gray hoodie with neon green, that neon see.
Oh, the off the shoulder.
Yeah.
The off the shoulder top. Yes. So you know when like the shirts with the really wide collars, they would like deliberately fall off your shoulder.
Oh yeah, I have plenty of those cut that I did myself.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she looks like she's gone into the woods, and she's I think she heads over to the door, waiting for you.
She'll. Is it a 1-story house or is it a 2-story house?
Two-story house. And I think you're up in I feel like your character probably has a bedroom on the 2nd story because you like being able to watch for.
Oh, absolutely. She's always got to be watching.
Like Nancy Drew.
Yeah, always be watching. So she's gonna run down. Well, not really run. She's gonna like shuffle down the stairs as she sleeps in just like a t-shirt and socks, and rubbing her eyes and just kind of like moaning to herself. Oh, yeah, blah, 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 and gets down and finally opens the door for Sally.
I think as you open the door, Sally just smiles and just hugs you subtly. It's like, oh, thank you, and thank you, Hayes.
Don't let it happen again, Sally. This is annoying. I'm tired. I have school in the morning. Like, I'm not going to become the world's greatest female detective if I'm always tired because of you.
Oh, you see that when we're the ones always causing chaos. We're partners. Yeah, that I feel like Sally was Hazel's partner in crime, usually.
Mm-hmm.
The sibling that just chaos, gremlins.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, she's covered in leaves and stuff, and she's like, I think I'm gonna try to get Serafina to let me call in sick today. I feel like I haven't slept in forever.
Maybe I can play sick with you.
Yeah, maybe like you know what we could really do to make it convincing?
What?
Let's go eat all the food. Let's go in the kitchen. Like let's go eat all the food. Like heck, like bag of sugar or something. Like just make it convincing that we're actually sick.
Or we could do like a bunch of push-ups and get ourselves like really hot and sweaty, and then we can put the thermometers under the light, and then like when they come in to check on us in the morning, we can just be like, oh, we're sick, and it'll be under our tongue and it'll look like we have a fever.
Well, yeah, we could do that too. But let's get some food. I'm really hungry.
Well, we could do that too, but I feel like that's a better option.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
All right.
I love you, sis. And she hugs you again.
I love you too. Let's go get a granola bar or something.
All right, yeah.
Think we have any raisins? I love those.
I think so. Yes. Would you like to... Yeah, roll me an assess reality.
That's 2d6, right?
2d6 plus wits.
Wits. 4.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go put those in the dunce table.
I think you're watching this and you're thinking like, wow, you guys are going to the kitchen. Sally's going into the kitchen really, like they must be really hungry, and you just think it's weird. Like whatever they must have been doing cardio out in the woods or something, because they look hungry, and for a fact your older sister Serafina had made like a big meal the other night, and you watched her eat from that. So something's just, I don't know, maybe they went out in the woods and just did like a night-long run.
Something suspicious.
No wonder they want to call in sick.
Yeah. So, like, feeling okay? Are you sure? Like, you're just not... are you sure you're just tired? Because, like, you look weird, sis. I'm just saying.
I just... I thought I just got worried and went out and looked for Dad, and I realized what a dummy I was being halfway through it. I didn't know, like, where he was camping out in the woods. You would also know your father, Dallas, went into the woods camping I want to say about a week or so ago, and hasn't come back. That's why Seraphina was cooking supper.
Oh, yeah. Is that so? Redacted. Anyways, yeah, I figured it out already. Anyway, where did Dad? What do you mean you went out looking for Dad? Where did Dad go?
Well, he was camping in the woods. He didn't leave for the woods like a week or so ago. She looks at you questioningly and confused.
Nope. I have been so busy with, I had this really big case at school, Jenny said that Sophia stole her cherry lip gloss, and Sophia said that she didn't. And so I had to go and figure out who actually stole Jenny's lip gloss. And it turns out it wasn't even stolen. She just left it on her dresser at home because she's a dum-dum. So, I've had a lot going on. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just... Oh... I went out there and I just realized I realized I was being a dummy because I didn't take a car, and then B, I didn't know where in the woods he was going to camp. That woods is pretty freaky out there. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Well, normally he likes that one spot over by the lake. Could have just asked me. Where were we at? Well, yeah, I guess I've been busy. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, it's okay. You're a great detective. It's why I look up to you.
Aw, I look up to you.
I appreciate it, sis. Yeah, let's do that trick so we can call in sick, and then maybe once I get some sleep, we can play some video games. Huh?
Yeah, we do need to finish up that one chapter of that one game that we never get to finish, because it's always that one dude that feels us as dumb.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna grab a couple granola bars really fast, and I'll meet you back in the room.
All right. You have to do one more time, and then she heads upstairs.
She's gonna grab a whole handful of granola bars. And think about it for a second, and then she's going to put one back and then head up to her room.
I think as you get up to your room, Sally's already passed out. They're curled up. They're almost curled up like a cat or a weasel or a ferret or something along those lines.
So then Hazel sighs and then just goes back underneath her blanket tent and opens up a granola bar and starts reading again while she eats her granola bar.
Okay. And roll me I think as you guys go through your plan, this is going to require a hoodwink.
Ooh.
It'll be plus 2d6 plus cheek.
Okay. Oh, that's better. Okay. Plus cheek. That's a 12.
All right. Nice. Yeah, I think Seraphina comes in. You woke up Sally, and I think when you woke her up, she actually tried to wrestle at first. And she realized where she was.
Kind of freaked out.
But it had the same effect. You guys got yourself all worked up, and Seraphina was looking at your thermometer like, all right. All right. I'll take care of it. Just you two rest up, okay? You know what? I'm gonna call in too, and I need to get back to sleep. I've been prepared for the gymnastics thing tonight.
Okay, Mom. See, I'm so sick I didn't even know who you were.
Okay, sis, I'm your mom.
Iconic.
And then Seraphina kind of sighs and rubs her face, and just walks back to her room, her black long hair swaying behind her. Kids these days. She says, not being that much older than you anyway.
She looks over at Sally and kind of smirks. Think she bought it?
Yeah,
is a good one, calling her mom, huh?
Yeah. You know she hates responsibility. You think she doesn't like authority,
right?
Yeah, and she's always the one taking charge.
Nerd.
Always judging us.
You know.
Saying we're doomed.
It's okay, though. We're, like, way cooler than her anyway, huh, Sally?
Heck yeah.
All right. So, I was thinking that when she goes to back to sleep, we could, like, sneak out and go to the abandoned school bus and, like, just, like, hang out or something.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. There's, like, we got all those books out there, and, like, I really got to work on this other case, too, that I've got going on, because, like, you know, Tyler said that he was missing his softball, but I'm pretty sure that his little brother just, like, gave it to a dog, but I guess we're gonna figure it out. I have my microscope there.
Well, is it okay if I meet you there later? I'm still feeling pretty tired, and I want to catch up some sleep, and we can go there and meet up.
Fine, I'll go make breakfast.
Okay.
He goes down.
You know what? Can you roll me a quick assess reality? I think. Wait, before I say that, when Hazel go down, would she be considering things? Or like, is she that kind of detective, or?
Probably not like right away, but like while she's cooking, she'd probably be like thinking about why like everybody seems to be so tired all of a sudden.
You know, roll me a quick plus wit.
Okay. This is a 7.
Okay, so with a 7, I think with a 7, something feels off. The more you're allowed to sit and think about it alone, it's just minor things, but some of the things Sally says, you know, like, they're not lies, but they're not quite true. Like, Sally's your older sister, because they were one of the 2 kids that your adopted father Dallas took in before he found you guys in the woods. Part of the history for the kids of Dallas that came after his first 2 kids are that he literally found them out in the woods and took them in.
Yeah,
while they were trying to figure out
the bus.
Yeah,
we were staying in the abandoned bus, and then he found us, and I was like, "But I like it out here," and he was like, "But I have like running water," and I was like, "You're sold, dude."
I love that. And so, like, why is she saying she looks up? And she's normally not this huggy. And the more you think about it,
yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, you know, like the cool aloof brother. Like, wouldn't you agree, Ghost? That sounds good or accurate, or?
Yeah, no, they would have been like super affectionate and very hands-on.
I think you kind of, with a 7, you kind of get a sense that something's happening out in the woods. I mean, you more think about, like, well, you know, like, that's where Dad said Sally and Nick were found. That's where you guys were found. Whenever he kind of like disappeared for a couple of days, he was always going out into the woods and just, you know, he kept on saying he had a weird feeling out there.
So mid making breakfast, Hazel is going to put up her hand with her right finger, like pointer finger pointing up, and she's going to be like, aha, I have deduced something, and I feel like there is something going on in the woods that I need to inspect. I must get my notebook. And mid making eggs, she totally bails out and goes in, like,
oh my god,
bails into her room and starts grabbing her notebook and starts furiously writing stuff down.
Oh my god.
So Hazel's writing down notes. They take off into the woods.
No, she's gonna write down her notes, and as soon as she realizes that she starts to smell something burning, she is going to bail back down the stairs and turn off the eggs, shove like the whole pan into the sink. Then she's going to run back upstairs and get dressed into her detective outfit that she always wears. And, oh yeah, do you want to see a picture of her ghost?
Yes.
So I'm gonna grab that while I'm telling you. So she's going to grab onto her detective outfit and going to bail back out into the woods.
All right. Okay. So I think with how I want to do this, I think this is going to be a pluck off.
A pluck off.
No, a chaos off.
Okay.
Like you both to roll plus.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, because I want you guys to roll plus chaos.
Up to 10.
And then we'll figure out from who has the higher number how you guys encounter each other. Oh, yeah, you two ghosts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was in the scene yet.
Oh, no. We're figuring out how you guys get into the scene. It's basically we're comparing your chaoses to figure out the scene.
Oh, okay. Well, that is a 3 plus 2 is another 5.
Okay. I think Hazel's going into the woods, and all of a sudden you're not sure what just happened other than like some kind of, you felt like something ran through you. Like I almost want to see if it, without saying it, it's almost like when Slimer runs through Peter in the first Ghostbuster movie.
Oh, okay. So you feel like the energy just like goes straight through your body.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I get it.
And in essence, you run out of the woods right into and through someone. How do you guys react?
That's how it reacts.
I feel like Hazel will literally stop and go,
sorry.
What? Who?
What? Hi. I'm here.
Who is that?
Oh, you can't see me. That's okay. I can't see me either. Hi. Who are you?
Hazel? Are you my new imaginary best friend?
Sure. Hi.
Always wanted an imaginary best friend. Okay. So.
Well, I don't know how imaginary I am. I mean, I think I'm real.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
so like, are you like a ghost?
Well, I don't remember ever living. So I think you have to die to be a ghost.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm a ghost, but I'm definitely not a person.
Interesting.
But you can just call me your imaginary friend. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I just think, I think just so that it wasn't getting confusing when other people could hear me, if other people can hear me, I didn't want you to get confused.
Okay. Roger that. So she's gonna like take her flashlight and she's gonna like tap it against her chin like she's thinking. So I'm just gonna like call you Rosie because that way I can put a name to this and then we're just gonna go with that.
Sure.
Cool. So do you want to come with me then? Because like I have to go out to investigate something that's really blowing bad in the woods and like, you know, I could use some backup, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't think you should go in the woods.
Why not?
Well,
I'm a detective. I'm the world's greatest female detective. I am going to be the world's greatest detective. So I have to go make sure that I find out what's going on in that forest. I gotta go.
Oh, well, I just came out of the forest and I don't remember what happened in the forest, but I remember feeling pretty scared. And you seem nice, and I don't want you to get scared. So I don't think you should go in the forest.
Nah, I'm not scared of anything. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. She starts walking, continuing into the forest.
Oh, I don't think you should go. Oh, God. Following.
She throws her head back and forth and goes, "Big hair, don't care."
Well, you know, a really unfair argument because I don't have hair. And I don't have a concept of how big or small I am. So I can't argue back, but that's not fair.
I think as you guys are heading into the woods, I think as you guys are walking along, you see a figure or looking around in the woods. It's a young man with not quite long, but just like puffy, like the most majestic red puffy hair that you've ever seen. And he's wearing a white shirt, black sweatpants, and a gray hoodie. And he's wearing shaded glasses as he's just looking around, and he seems to be looking for something.
Is there like some bushes she can duck down behind?
Yeah, I think there's some bushes you can duck down. I think that's gonna be let's say that's a saber skin.
I also reflectively duck behind a bush, but I don't know if I need to roll for that if that can't be seen.
Actually, you do for this particular person.
Oh god, okay. I ducked behind a bush as well. That didn't go well. I'm not used to not having a body. Anyway, what's Savior Skin? Is that plus plug?
Oh, wait.
Oh god, that makes it worse. That's gonna be a total of 2. Quinn Majeski, I would have leveled up by now.
Well, I mean, you could use it and pull. You could mark an essence.
Mark an essence to. I don't want to push myself right now.
Okay. All right, no.
I'm just being dramatic at Quinn Majeski directly.
And what's your roll, Cass?
I got a 6.
I think as a cliffhanger, you see this man kind of turn around as you guys are trying to duck. Hazel goes to duck, and they end up like tumbling into a tree that you're surprised to find out is actually rotting and dead. So the tree knocks over.
No.
And then the worst part is the tree stump was what Essence was hiding behind. So it's kind of like that smash cut of like slamming into the tree, and the person turns to see, and then the tree just falling out of hiding Essence. And this man smiles. And he goes, "Oh, I was wondering where you were, and you brought back an old friend."
You talking to me?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You named yourself Hazel. That's cute. As he turns to you with glowing red eyes, and the surrounding tree line kind of shifts and moves around behind him as it's really weird. It's like in Evil Dead where the trees just start to surround the both of you and become very thick. He goes, "Oh, you could probably call me what's a good let's go with Doom."
I would like to attack Doom.
That's a cool name. Who gave that name to you, your mom?
You know what? I want to do one more roll. What? Yeah, one more roll. You want to attack Doom?
Well, so not like directly attack Doom, but I think it would be very interested in putting the trees back. So I would like to roll to embrace chaos.
All right.
Oh my fucking god. My first good roll of the night. That's gonna be a total of 13.
All right. You get to choose 2 from the list. You gain a clear understanding of the power's source, effects, and motives. You quell the power's effect or fan its flames. You briefly wield this power's effect. You subvert this power to achieve your means. Take 1+1 forward. You inflict or heal 1 harm on a nearby target, or you mark or erase 1 essence.
As much as I want to know its source and motives and all of that, because that is one of my favorite things in Embrace Chaos, I don't think that's very fitting to have my character be focused on right now. So I think I'm going to briefly wield the power as I want to kind of turn it back against itself. And and also do the subvert it to your ends and get the +1 forward.
Okay.
So I don't know if you would call that quelling it, the first one, but I'm not trying to necessarily make it weaker. I'm just trying to put it back. So it's up to you whether that would be briefly wield the power or quell its effects. But the second one, I do want it to be subvert it to your ends.
Okay, yeah, I think briefly wield this power's effect is actually perfect because I'm going to do something fun narratively. Because you see him start to walk towards you, and you kind of reach out and you try to focus. You focus on the feeling you had when you focused on the feeling when your father pushed you out of the mast, and you try to focus and think on really hard, that feel, kind of almost trying to embrace that feeling.
Yeah.
And you see the forest start to warp back to normal, and here's the thing. As Doom walks towards you, you hear a sound of branches and vines growing rapidly, and
and what?
As Doom is suddenly gone.
What?
And you wait for a few minutes to realize what happened, because apparently where he was walking was where a tree was. And now there's a tree there, and you can hear Doom screaming through the air, and he's been launched further into the woods.
Oh, that was such a surprising way.
Well, that was interesting. Now, Rosie, what should we do now? Should we keep going in? I think we should keep going into the woods.
I think this means that we should leave. I think running into a big scary man in the woods means that there are more big scary things in the woods. And I'm not sure what I just did.
Oh, now.
But he went deeper into he didn't run away. He got launched away by a tree. And that would make him angry.
What? No, we gave him our war face, and then he was like, and he ran away.
No, I literally was controlling the trees. Did you not notice that?
Mm-hmm.
He started controlling the trees, and then I was like, oh, maybe I could do that too. And then I could. And then a tree sprouted out from under him, and now he's gone. And I don't know how I did it the first time. I'm not confident I could do it again. And I think that we should leave so that I don't need to do it again.
I don't know. I think we should still keep going in, because I think that there's something going on that needs to be investigated. And I tell you what, I will find out.
How old are you?
It doesn't matter how old I am.
Oh my God, you're probably
am the greatest detective.
So tiny. You're probably, how old are you, 4? Are you 4?
Absolutely not. I am much older than that. Thank you very much. And how dare you?
So 5?
Now no, I'm 20. Yeah, 20. That sounds good.
There's no way you're 20. There's no way you're 20. There's no way that I actually don't really know what 20-year-olds do. I don't know what constitutes.
I'm practically an adult. Okay, it's fine.
I'm pretty sure 20-year-olds are supposed to be already adults. So the fact that you said practically makes me think that you're younger than that.
It'll be fine. Let's go into the woods.
Is there literally anything at all that I could say to you that would make you turn around and go back to the house I saw you running out of? Anything at all?
No.
Okay. We're going into the woods then.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's how episode ends. It's Essence and Hazel head into the woods. The goofy style laugh of the creepy young man still echoing through the woods.